Hi everybody, welcome to Embracing Aging. It's a bit chilly today again in the UK. It's supposed to be summer, but it doesn't really feel like it. Back in long sleeves again. Um, Today I'm going to talk a little bit about sex over 60, or over 50, or but yeah, kind of sex as we're aging. But first, um, I just want to mention that I have got some playlists that I've compiled for you. Um, I've got one about spirituality, one about health and fitness, one about dementia, death and dying, motivation and inspiration, as well as a one with summer songs that you helped me to compile. Um, about the spirituality one in particular, there's a couple of people that I follow. One of them is called Hands for Healing, I think. It's in the playlist anyway. And the guy's a Reiki master, very interesting. He does some really nice meditations and things. So you might be interested to have a look at that. And the other one I really like is Rick Paul, who is a guy who I met on a course I did a while back, and he's gone from being a prison officer with a full-time career in the prison service to having a full-time career as a spiritual counselor. And his story is really interesting. So you'll find him in my playlist. So I just want to give a shout out to them. So you might want to have a look and follow them, see what they're doing. And and the other ones I'm hoping to add to. And if you've got anything that you can suggest, leave it in the comments. With that in mind, I'm going to ask for comments to be, I'm going to moderate the comments because I'm talking about sex, and I obviously need to filter out anything that might not be appropriate. I don't want to get taken off YouTube for comments that somebody puts on. So I will look at them and I will publish them if they're not salacious. So yeah, sex over 60 or sex in sort of later life. Okay. And I've been reading up about the benefits of having regular sex. We probably all know them anyway, but I just want to just go over them. What I've found out, it says that regular sex in women helps to trigger the human growth hormone that helps to keep you youthful. Also, for both men and women, it pumps oxygen around the body, boosts circulation and flow of nutrients to the skin. So our skin's firmer and plumper, which is a good thing. Um, yeah, sex is actually a good form of exercise too. Bit of a workout, raises your heart rate and again gets your blood pumping. It's good for your muscle tone and for your cardiovascular system. Also, a stress reliever. Sex releases endorphins, okay, which can relieve both stress and pain. And also, in terms of relationships, chemically and physiologically, it can help with keeping a relationship fresh because sex produces oxytocin. Oxytocin, yeah, which is linked to bonding and feelings of affection. So they're all pretty good reasons for continuing to have regular sex as you age. Um, if you need a reason, probably don't actually, but I just thought I would mention those the kind of the good things that happen during sex. Um, I also want to talk as well about keeping the passion alive as we get older and how we go about doing that. And I do think it's easy to kind of slip into, especially if you've been in you're in a long-term relationship, to kind of just you get comfortable with each other and you're kind of more like companions rather than partners when the passion dies down. And I think it's an inevitable fact of life that the longer you're with somebody, the more you take each other for granted. But I'm thinking that maybe there is something we can do about that. And I think that remembering what brought us together in the first place, those first kind of, in the early days of your relationship where you're very passionate, where you can't wait to tear each other's clothes off and jump into bed or wherever on the worktop or wherever takes your fancy. So I just think it's really important to kind of remember those things. Remember what, still make an effort is what I want to say. Um, make sure that you shower every day. Make sure that you kind of show up and make yourself look as good as you can. I know our bodies are going to change. It's inevitable that we change as we get older. I've talked about it before. Things are going to go south. Things are droopy. We don't look as good as we did. But, on the plus side, we might not look as good as we did, but we've got all those years of experience, haven't we? We've learnt what our partner, what turns our partner on, hopefully, and what doesn't, what puts them off. And, we just have to remember those things. But yeah, I think that we still have, as far as I'm concerned, I think, maintaining your physical appearance is important. It's important in maintaining a good sex life. But, try and look good for your partner. Do your best. You might have put on a bit of weight or whatever, but you know what? Your partner probably has as well. Those things aren't important in a loving relationship. I think what is important is that, you look as good as you possibly can. You make the effort, you still make the effort. For me, an important thing as well is smelling nice. I love to have perfume, and I love my husband to smell nice, and he puts on his aftershave, whether we're going out anywhere or not. I really like that. And I think those kind of things are important. But remembering, what brought you together in the first place, and try and relive that passion a little bit. I also want to talk about erotica rather than pornography, if you need a little bit of help to get turned on. I think that, there are some things like movies. I'm thinking about, there was one with Catherine Turner in, where the guy he broke a window to get to her. He was so full of passion and what have you for her. And those kind of things I think erotica is a turn on. Pornography, not so much, not for a lot of women anyway. I know men probably wouldn't agree with that, but I think for women, if you want to kind of get your partner in the mood, I think look at a movie or something that's a little bit erotic. Go and give her a cuddle, put your arm around her, make her feel like wanted, make her feel special. So, yeah, like I say, I'm not very comfortable talking about that. And I certainly don't want to discuss my own sex life. But if you've got any comments or anything that you can think of that that you can do to keep the spark alive, put it in the comments, and I will monitor them and I'll publish them if they're not salacious. The other thing is, some people say about taking a lover. Not so keen on that one. I think that's just, I think it's fraught with difficulties and, too emotional. If you can detach yourself emotionally and your partner's okay with it, I guess, yeah, wouldn't work for me for sure. But in fact, it would have the opposite effect. So clear off, go to your lover. So yeah, I don't really think that's an option. But yeah, I think probably a little bit of erotica, going out for a nice meal, a glass of wine, having a date night together. A lot of people don't do that anymore. I was recently on holiday. It was my birthday the other week, and we went away for my birthday weekend. We had such a lovely time, going out for a meal, going for walks together, and kind of reliving that, and sometimes I think people will like compliment strangers and admire strangers, but they forget to admire the partners. And I think it's really important. I think it's really important that we continue to do that. Tell our partner that they look good. And don't say, yeah, you look fine. Or don't say, yeah, you look okay. Tell them they look gorgeous. Tell them they look handsome or, whatever. Tell them that you fancy them. It all goes a long way to having kind of a really good relationship into your 60s and beyond, I imagine. Um, so yeah, that's what I thought I'd talk about today. So leave me a comment, like, share, subscribe, please. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.